relations. When I took this topic, I was really, fascinated by the term North African relation, and then start doing my research on it. And then I came to know that this is a wonderful region, which we will talk in next 20 to 25 minutes, or maybe longer if we have more interest in this region. So the darker colors which you can see on your screens, this is the North African region. Africa is basically the biggest region of the world, and it is divided into 5 to 6 parts: north, south, middle, center. So the region which we are going to study, this is the upper part. This is really a rich region. If in the next some slides, I will tell you about that how this region is connected with to Mediterranean Sea to the west and the Middle East. The mode of my lecture will be, definitely I will be talking about Pakistan and African relations overall by multilaterally. Then I will talk about the states which are a part of this North African regions bilaterally, which are having relations with Pakistan. So this would be the mode of my lecture. So coming to the African region, as I told you, it's a vibrant region. It is having 54 sovereign countries with almost population of 1.3 billion. But there is not a static definition of North African region. If we see some, according to Britannica, definition of North African region is African compromises of modern countries of Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, and then Algeria. Egypt is not a part of it, but while searching from a lot of websites and a lot of encyclopedias, I get to know that Egypt is also a part of this northern region, and we cannot leave Egypt because Pakistan is having a lot of bilateral and multilateral relation with Egypt as well. So we will be discussing in the next few in some slides that how these countries, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and Egypt, are important states which Pakistan is having relations with them. It is a vibrant region. It is stretching from the Atlantic shores of Morocco in the west to the Suez Canal and the Red Sea in the east. It is a diverse culture. Muslim habitats are there. There are other religions are also part of this diverse culture. And the trading through camels caravans brought goods to people from south. So whenever camels came in our mind, and whenever we saw there are some sand, so something comes like sort of sand, and Africa came in our mind. So caravan system through camels started from this region as well as the Middle East as well. The region also has a small but crucial land with the Middle East, and that area has also played a key role in the history of the North Africa. The countries of North Africa alphabetically: Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, and Tunisia. So I will be discussing relation of Pakistan with these countries bilaterally, but in the beginning, I will be discussing this region at the bigger African region in which these countries are also part of it at multilateral forums. Pakistan relations with North Africa. Right from the beginning, when Pakistan got independence in 1947, Pakistan wanted to strengthen the ties with the African countries in the vision of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Muhammad Ali Jinnah was the leader of Pakistan who had played a very important role in the independence of Pakistan in 1947. And I was astonished that in 1946, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the Qaid of Pakistan, he has visited Egypt in 1947, in 1946, even before 1 year of independence. Nevertheless, a very good statement has been given by Senator Mushahid Hussain, who is a very famous member. He's a chair of Foreign Relations Committee in 2005. He said, with focus on Western countries like the United States, Europe, and also in the South Asia, a very important dimension, the African dimension of Pakistan foreign policy is often missed out. And indeed, although he has said in 2005, but in reality, till now, but Till now, we are lacking this opportunity. African continent is not having that much bilateral relation with Pakistan, which it should be, because both regions, if you talk about Pakistan, if you talk about African, some countries, they are totally culturally related with each other. They are having the same religion, the definitely culture and traditions. They are mix and match. So, but we are lacking in this point that with Africa, we don't have that much kind of relations. But nevertheless, our last government, the Pakistani government, they have started making very good relations with the African countries in the form of African Union and other multilateral forums, and definitely in the trade things. So I will be later on discussing that how Pakistan could be benefited with these African countries. So coming towards again, uh, there was a commemoration of Pakistan-African friendship in the year 2014. Regarding the historical relation between Africa and Pakistan, both countries has close ties before and during the colonial days. Pakistan has commended the atrocities of the radical and colonialist regimes in Africa and backed the African stand in the United Nations. Pakistan has morally and materially supported African efforts to rid the continent of colonial and racialism. This support has been consistent through different governments, whether they were military governments or elected democratic governments. Regarding the multilateral commitments with Africa overall, Pakistan is very much playing an important role in the peacekeeping operations in Africa. Pakistan is, I think, is providing its peacekeeping mission. I think the sixth largest one who is doing its different peacekeeping operations in Somalia, Sudan, and other countries. Pakistan and African countries are collaborating beside the UN family, multilateral forums like Commonwealth. Other than it, we are part of OIC. Then we are part of non-aligned movement, G77. Then South-South cooperation is a new mechanism of cooperating the southern countries with each other. Then Asian African Summit and even in the Chinese forums. Long ago, Pakistan has proposed for establishment of nuclear-free zone in the Africa in the 11th Islamic Conference of OIC. We do have defense relations, economic and commercial relations, Look African plan. That is basically the plan, or the strategy which we are having for this economic and commercial relation Look African plan. It is with the top 10 African countries. Then we do give trainings, we do take trainings, we are having knowledge sharing with these African countries. Other than this, we are having several environmental plans with each other. Pakistan relation with the Northern Africa, as I told you in the last previous 3 to 4 years, our Pakistani government was very much enthusiastically start taking interest in Africa. So they have given the name is Engage Africa Initiative. It aims to expand Pakistan foreign trade market in breadth and depth. Since the launch of this initiative, Pakistan has achieved initial result with 7% growth in its trade with Africa, despite the COVID-19 related challenges. This is a research done by some Chinese professor, and he said that Pakistan, even initially, they have resulted in 7%. Other than this, Pakistan-China economic corridor was also highlighted in several forums of this African Engage Africa. Definitely it is with this Egypt, as well as it is very much with the Tunisia. North African region consider the beneficial opportunity offered by this important project. CPEC is a corridor which China is making, China is building from Xinjiang to Gwadar, and Pakistan is having golden opportunity to bringing people inside it or bringing different countries inside it to be a part of it, so that we can have more investment and Pakistan can prosper itself. So this is a golden opportunity which we are having here, and we should have this with this Pakistan relations with Africa. Now, I have talked about an overall situation which is going on between Pakistan and Africa. But now I will talk about the countries bilaterally, because we should know about what is going on between the bilateral relation between Pakistan and then these 5 countries. This is the map of Pakistan. Both are almost the same map, but the bigger green and the white moon and star, it represent Pakistan, and the other one is Algerian. Pakistan and Algeria. Algerian got independence on July 3, 1962. Algeria-Pakistan relations are excellent. Pakistan was one of the first countries to recognize the provincial government of Algerian Republic, and after that, its mission opened was in Karachi. Both sides has convergence of views on issues on international importance. If you see the long history of visits between Pakistan and Algeria, in 1972, former Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, he visited Algeria. In 1990, again, the daughter of Bhutto, that was Benazir Bhutto, she visited Algeria in 1990. In 1991, again, Nawaz Sharif paid a visit to Algeria. In 2003, former President Pervez Musharraf visited Algeria from July 15 to 17, 2003, as a part of visit of 3 North African countries, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. This is a really important visit. I will be talking about this visit later on, that what had achieved in this region, because this is the northern region, Northern African region, in which Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco came, and President Musharraf in 2003 visited these countries at one time. Along with this region, delegation of Pakistani businessmen also accompanied the president. So this is the important term which I want to highlight over here, that how Pakistanis businessmen are interested in doing business in Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. Other than this, a very important a program has been initiated between the Pak Algerian group and the Pakistan parliamentarian, which was formed in 1990, 10 January. The first ever parliamentary group in Algeria dedicated to the promotion of friendship between Algeria and Pakistan was instituted on 29 December 1990. Coming towards the next country, that is Egypt. As I told you, we cannot delete Egypt from the North Africa. Egypt rests in the North Africa, situated between the Libya and Gaza Strip, sharing borders with the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, and Sinai Peninsula. The very important geostrategic importance of Egypt. Pakistan and Egypt have diplomatic and trade relations. Both countries are members of OIC. Other than this, a very important meeting, as I told you, that CPEC is the most important thing Pakistan can offer its services to the African countries. That is the CPEC conference, an institute, a private institute, but with the help of Egyptian government, they had done a conference on CPEC, in which Egypt and Pakistan have agreed to enhance the existing level of cooperation between two countries, which includes economic and commercial relations, investment opportunities, cooperation in public and private sectors, health sector, agriculture, and postal. Both countries would further enhance their cooperation in alternative energy sector, particularly wind power generation. Coming towards the relations between Egypt and Pakistan, if we talk about visits and areas, the very important Grand Mufti of Egypt visited in March 2018 to Pakistan. Then Joint Chief of Staff at that time, he visited in March 2018. He was basically contributing significantly towards further strengthening bilateral ties. Then holding the 8th round of political consultation in December 2018, in which Chief of the Army Staff, he went over there, and that remained very fruitful. Other than it, the field of culture, education cooperation, like Egypt, they are going to provide fully scholarships. Other than this, they are having 30 Pakistani businessmen in the field of mango farming are traveling to Egypt. And moreover, Egypt provides scholarships to Pakistani doctors to attend short training courses in Egypt and combating tropical diseases. And Egypt needs basically the skilled people in Egypt. So Pakistan has promised that we will give them. Coming towards the next country, that is Tunisia. a small country in the North African region, but very rich in culture, tradition, and strategically very important. In the third round, the establishment of BBC, bilateral political consultation, bilateral relations. They have cooperated on national and international issues of common interest, mutual cooperation, and regional and multinational fora. Other than this, they are interested in field of trade, investment, security, defense, education, culture, science, and technology. The term "Engage Africa," which I was talking about, that has been initiated in this online meeting between Pakistan and Tunisia, that we want to have this engagement with Africa. And later on, CPEC, which was also highlighted by the Foreign Secretary of Pakistan, that they can come, they can invest over here, and we can do the collaboration in the above sectors through this CPEC corridor. Tunisia to consider the beneficial opportunities offered by this important project. Coming towards the fourth one, that is Pakistan and Libya bilateral relation. As I told you, in 2003, former foreign president of Pakistan, he has visited Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco at the same time in July 15 to 17, 2003. And Pakistani businessmen were part of this delegation. Libya-Pakistan relations remain friendly and bonded throughout its history, as both countries share similar religious identity, cultural links, particularly their Islamic heritage. The bilateral relation was established in the 1950s when King Idris agreed to provide financial aid to then impoverished Pakistan. Regarding the economic and trade relations, we did get the assistance from Libya in 1970s, aiding in the country recovery after the Indo-Pakistan War in 1971. More recently, Libya has provided assistance to Pakistan to fight against flood, infectious diseases, and other natural calamities in Pakistan. In 1976, the Libyan Central Bank provided a loan of almost US $50 billion to the Bank of Pakistan, and in the form of aid. In the same year, economic and cultural agreement was also signed, and here also the skilled workers are required in Libya. This is the last country, Morocco. Morocco is an Islamic country. Pakistan is also Islamic country. Definitely, we are having good cordial relations and strong traditional relations, and which has been established in the 1950s. Pakistan and Morocco have a long-standing friendship premise a mutual goodwill, mutual respect, and shared perception of matters of common concerns. Pakistan views Morocco as an important African partner. If we see the strategic location of Morocco, which comes in the left of Africa, you can see the western northern Africa. This is really important country, the bigger country than Pakistan, in which through which we can enhance our trade, raise visa facilitation, business, culture, and educational exchanges and defense cooperation. Other than this, we do have educational exchanges with each other. The institute, which is located in Pakistan, ISSI, Institute of Strategic Studies, and the Royal Institute of Strategic Studies, IRES, in 2020, they have done an MOU. So these were some of the bilateral relations. And in the beginning, I have told you about the relations, the relations, multilateral relations Pakistan is having with Africa overall. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you from my side.
Does anyone have any question? You may ask.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah, sure, please.
In fact, I have two questions. First, I would like to thank Ma'am Sadia for sharing the wonderful presentation with us. My first question is that you have mentioned a couple of times that Pakistan has offered North African countries to join the CPAC, which is the prime basic infrastructure project in Pakistan. But if you look at the One Belt, One Road initiative by the Chinese government, they have already shared $40 billion projects, which is even $10 billion extra than what they are investing in Pakistan. So what do you think that and why would the North African countries would be interested in CPAC when they already have a better version of OBOR by the Chinese government in their region? This is my first question.
And the second one?
The second one is related to the Arab Spring, that in 2010, if I'm not wrong, the Arab Spring started from the Tunisia. So I wanted to ask that is there a coincidence that those regions that are on the borderlines of two continents, like Tunisia and Nigeria and Egypt, they are on the borderlines of Europe. They are the borderlines between Africa and Europe. So is it a coincidence that these regions are destabilized? Do you think that?
Very two good and very important questions. I'm very much expert on the first question, so I will definitely answer you the first question. You have talked about One Belt, One Road. Let's come about like this. This name has been changed by Belt and Road Initiative in China now. People talk about this Belt and Road Initiative. I remember one thing, I always used to teach my students that the whole African has been used as a laboratory by the Chinese, because Chinese has started their whole projects like BRI and making different railway projects and different special economic zones. In Africa, 20 years passed. Since 20 years, they are working on this region. Coming towards how much China has given Pakistan and why Pakistan is calling other states to be a part of this CPAC. Look, China, Pakistan, although it's a bilateral agreement between China and Pakistan, but there is no limitation that should we invite the other countries as a part of it or not, because Chinese have no objection. Officially, they have said that we have no objection if you call anyone to be a part of this CPAC. If anybody comes in Gwadar and everybody come in Pakistan, any part of Pakistan, they want to invest, they can come. In fact, they answer in this way that already in China, Wuhan, when they talk about Wuhan, they are having the steel mills of America. So they say, okay, gee, everybody can be a part of this corridor. And in the same era, if you see, I think 3 years back, we have this engagement with Saudi Arab. They have promised us that they will give us this $10 million investment in our Gwadar in a sort of oil projects. So no harm in it. So why I am saying again and again, because this is a golden time for Pakistan to be a part of this, to make more countries to be a part of this, because it will strengthen the position strategically, geoeconomically, and geostrategically. It will strengthen the position of Pakistan on the world map. So Pakistan is neglecting Africa from the last several years. I don't know why. Pakistan can achieve golden opportunities from Africa while doing trade with them, while doing this education, business with them, and other stuff. Okay, let me change my, I haven't removed my slides from the screen, isn't it? Or you have managed it?
Yes, we can see your slides. Thank you.
Okay. And the other question, yes, these states are really important. If you see these Morocco, Tanzania, Egypt, Libya, these countries are really important because these are as the verge of this Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea, you know, it looks like a lake, but it is a sea. So a lot of trade is a part of this sea. So it could be a coincidence, but it's not a coincidence. The people who have studied this revolution, they can tell the better things that what was going on this region. So, but yes, according to my point of view, these states are really strategically important for the countries to destabilize it, to have, you know, divide and rule system is prevailing in this world. So maybe this was the reason. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sadia. Do we have any other question? Yes, Mr. Makarab Kabir, you may ask. If you could just unmute yourself, Mr. Makarab.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. My
Thank
question is that what is the nature of relations between Pakistan and North African countries at present and in the past?
In the very beginning, I have told you that mostly we do have our relations multilaterally. We don't, unfortunately, this is really very unfortunate that we remain unable to make our relations bilaterally with any country, a strong bilateral relationship. Although we do have good relations with South Africa, we do have this good relations with these North African countries. But let me tell you over here that Pakistan is lacking in this thing, that we should make good relations with these African countries to pursue our more objectives or to pursue our goals. Other than it, relations remained always, whenever the decolonization process started in this whole Africa, mostly in the northern countries, 1960s, 1970s, Pakistan and these countries were the first countries to recognize each other because culturally, religion, traditionally, we are having the same cultures. So things were the same, but unfortunately, Pakistan is always all the time busy in, you can say in some other war and some other task, and security issues of Pakistan are very much made Pakistan busy to remain introvert, not outrovert. No, this is a time that we should go out and we should have good relations with these African countries.
Thank you so much. Do you have any other question? Yes, Musawir, please.
Thank you very much. I hope I am audible. Ms. Nadia discussed about Look Africa policy. Look Africa policy is the initiative of government of Pakistan. So I don't have any question about this, but I would just like to add few details about it. That recently, the Pakistani exporters had received almost $5 million worth of export orders from Sudan only under the Look Africa policy. So this Look Africa policy is, I would say, it's a good initiative taken by the government of Pakistan, and we need to further strengthen our collaboration, not only in economic field or maybe. Yes, can you hear me now? Maybe because of the internet.
Actually, there is some sort of distortion, I guess.
Yeah,
So we're
I cannot hear you.
Yes, we cannot hear you properly. Yes, there's distortion.
So
We're sorry for that.
I was just discussing about the importance of Look Africa policy. So I think we should, I would just like to end up here by saying that we should further strengthen our collaboration in different spheres: youth, culture, economic cooperation, maybe in the form of exhibitions, and also cultural promotion, youth cooperation between organizations. So that will further strengthen, and it will develop a kind of trust between Pakistan and African region. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So I guess we've ended with the questions. Thank you so much, Ms. Sadia Niazi, for having us, and thank you so much for your precious time. The young minds are just always want to equip themselves with new things. And Africa is such a region that we have not really talked about it. But as you told us about the opportunities and about the relations, and that was really, astonishing for me as well. That there are so many opportunities that Pakistan can economically uplift itself. But there are so many reasons we don't know what are the reasons, but still we can hope for the best. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We are sorry, Hisan, that we couldn't have your question, and I hope we'll talk and we'll get your question in the next session. Thank you so much. Thank you.